Hello, this is the second video in a series I'll be doing about the Halloween event for Torn. The first video was about getting the Halloween basket, just answering that very quick, simple question, because I know that's what a lot of starter players are going to be after. So the second video is going to be answering the question of what is Halloween. This is just two events really in one. The first one is a trick-or-treat event, and what this does is you will get your Halloween basket, you will be doing attacks, and then you will be getting treats for using those attacks. For your first year, it's mostly about just doing the attacks. But I'll go ahead and read this thing that I pre-wrote here. It says, you get a Halloween basket and attack others. Beating them has a chance to grant treats, which if you do the right upgrades and know when to exchange, you can earn hundreds of millions. What this means is those treats can be exchanged within your basket. Let me go to that real quick. If you go into your items right here, and then you go to special items, you will see your basket. And what happens here is you have a shop with upgrades. These upgrades will have perks for Halloween. And then what you can do is you can eventually, not at first, you don't want to do this at first, but eventually you'll be able to exchange treats and get items and energy for it. Now you have to have the right upgrades to do this, but if you set it up right, it's quite nice. Here I have my Torn report for last year, and we can see that I earned about 11,000 treats. And if we go to the table view and look at our income, we can see that I made about 1.7 bill off the items that I was able to get. This is when you exchange treats. Now you cannot expect this your first year. You need to do all the upgrades for about 1.5 to 2.5 years before you can start doing this. But this is kind of the root of the Halloween event, is the trick-or-treat basket, attacking people, getting a chance to earn treats, and then with those treats, exchanging for more energy and these random items that are generated. So that's the first part of the event. But the second part of the event is the M'aol event. People with 9,999 treats can summon an eldritch entity, M'aol, with his Praetorians, which opens up a special looting event. So this is like a second looting event specific to Halloween. If you look at my basket, you can see the summoning right here, and this requires the 10,000 treats. One person can do it at a time, and it will summon M'aol and his Praetorians. These are loot NPCs, so the loot rangers Discord usually kind of coordinates the stuff, who's getting attacked and all that. We'll talk about that in another video. What I'd like to point out, though, is the loot. M'aol and his Praetorians each have a unique item that one lucky person gets to have. It will last a year, and these are essentially superpowers in Torn. So we're just going to pull up a bunch of them and look at them. M'aol's the main NPC. We can see that if you're lucky enough to get his enhancer, only one person's going to get this when he's defeated. It doubles your nerve, energy, and their regeneration rates. I believe it also doubles happiness and maybe life. I don't remember. The description says it's all the resource bars. It's confirmed nerve and energy, though. So this doubles everything you do. This would make FHCs super powerful, all that. Crazy item. It does last for only a year, but if you're lucky enough to get it, that would be cool. You have to participate in these looting events, though. These NPCs will be overseas, so you have to fly out, help defeat them, and then you have a chance for some of this loot. Here we have another very powerful one, Null's Cloacra. This prevents a consumable from being used upon use. This works for energy drinks, alcohols, and candies. So for new players, you could just have one birthday cupcake and just boost your happiness every time you want a happy jump without any cost to you, because the cupcake wouldn't be destroyed. For everyone else, if you have one Xmas or Taurine Elite, well, that's an energy source for you that will never be depleted. You can jump into a restaurant and just get tons of energy that way. We have another one here. This is the Dino Sack. This is from the Dino NPC, and it prevents all the addiction and negative side effects caused by drugs. You do not have to rehab for a full year. This can save you billions. This is extremely powerful, a little slept on compared to the first two we saw, but very, very powerful. Be great to have that. Here we have the Silo Tooth. It just adds 25% to your critical rate. That's just insane. That's unbelievable. You can get critical rates up to like 30%, something like that. So these minions all are very interesting, have very incredible powers. There's a couple more in here that are quite a treat to look at, and I'll let you see those on your own time. I'll link this page, the loot page, to the M'aol page to the description of the video. But the NPCs do have special abilities. They can like block damage, and you have to have specific weapons and armor to protect them, which you buy right here in your basket. See 135, 75, and 20 treats. This temp we will be discussing in a temporary weapons video that I've already recorded but haven't released yet. The armor is going to keep you alive against the legendaries, or the Praetorians of M'aol, as well as the Falcata, which will be the only thing that really damages M'aol and the Praetorians unless this temporary is used. But so that's what Halloween is. It's a trick-or-treat event where you're attacking players, building up your basket, and then it's the M'aol event where you're killing an eldritch entity and his minions for just superpowers, basically. Incredible loot. I will have links to the Loot Rangers Discord, the Wiki page, and I'll actually also have a screenshot of my payouts in case people want to see what kind of loot to expect in the higher levels. This is only the first video. In another video we'll be talking about like how to do the upgrades, different strategies for both parts of the Halloween event, and that sort of thing. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I would like you to post down below and let me know which parts of these is more interesting to you. Is it the billions of dollars in items you can get, or is it the insane superpowers? There's also another thing about the loot that we will talk about later, the Fortune Eye, and they are supply packs, and we will be discussing them in good detail. But there's just a lot of fun things with this event. These two parts and the basket itself are really helpful. So I appreciate you watching this, and aside from that, letting me know which part of this event you like, I would also like you to ask any questions or any ideas for things to discuss in future videos. You have a good one. Thank you for watching.